Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I guess the time is here now where we're going to recognize the past judges. I guess we all know you can't have a show without a judge. We can't have a hockey game without a referee. Even so, it's a tough job sometimes, and sometimes the judges get criticized, but most of the times they're being recognized for what they do. And it's not always easy to be out there and look at the cattle and then look at the show person, and then maybe sometimes that judge has to ask him or herself, well, who should I judge now? Obviously I'm not a judge, so I stay out of that one. But all the exhibitors, they realize when they take an animal into the ring and they look around, they can see where his or her animal should be, probably, because they realize that the animal behind him or before might have a nicer set of legs, a better set of legs, cleaner neck, maybe a better forerunner, and so on, stronger back, and so on. So anyhow, that is all part of it. And the older we get, mature we get, more we realize that. So I'd like to start here now with some of the past judges here. And on top of the list, one of the earliest one to sign up here was Orton Eby. Orton Eby judged this show here in 1959, and he made Balsam, Braid, Pluto, Sovereign the grand champion. If I'm correct, that was probably the white cow. Is that correct? Okay, sounds good. Well, who was around then, so they can't argue with me? The next judge, we have Ralph Dunton, and he judged the show in 1961, and he made the grand champion Royal Delight. We move on now. Orton Eby, by the way, he judged 3 shows here, or 3 times. The next time he judged in 1976, and he made the well-known Tainer Hagen Cindy. He made her grand champion, and that of course reminds us an old exhibitor, T. Robert Flett, who is not with us anymore, but he certainly left his mark here. Orton Eby, he also judged in 1980, where he made Tora Triple Threat Lulu, also a well-known cow. He made her grand champion. In 1983, Brockview Tony Charity was the grand champion, when she was made champion by a well-known judge, Holstein breeder, and father of an Olympian, Jeff Nurse. I had to throw that in there because Chrissy Nurse, she was also on the Olympic team, and she was on the world champion team before, so I think she is quite a sports person. But she was also a really good show person when she used to be in 4-H and so on. Now I'd like to ask those judges maybe to come forward, and maybe they'd like to say a few words, and maybe they're going to correct me, but that's fine. In 1986, Don Johnson was the judge, and he made Law de Meade Senator Rose A. He made her grand champion. John Buckley, who comes from our neighboring county, because a well-known Holstein breeder judge, he made Elmcroft Warrior Diana champion in 1989. In 1996, Larry Bennett made Lodemede Inspiration Dixie grand champion. 2008, we have a local judge here, Dan Donor. He made Highview Jasper Cherry. He made her grand champion. In 2009, Roger Turner made Highview Jasper Cherry grand champion again. So she was quite a cow. Red Oak Goldwyn, California was made grand champion in 2011 by Scott Breathitt. On this year, I'm not sure who's going to be grand champion, so we're going to wait till later. But if the judge needs any help, I'm here. I hope all the, yeah, I got the big lineup of judges here. So, not all, but some are here, so I would like to ask them if they'd like to say a few words here.
It's certainly a pleasure, and should give a large thank you for inviting us back for this day. Not something that's done too often, but certainly did. It's been a pleasure every time we came to Port Perry Judges Show. You can pretty well be sure that you're going to have a good cow for grand champion. Thank you.
Thank you, Art. There's one remark I didn't make, or one comment I didn't make. I'm quite sure when a person gets asked to judge this show, they're quite proud and honored to do that. Because we all know, and that's not a big secret here, quite a few of those top animals here go on to the bigger shows afterwards. Now, Rolf Duncan, would you like to say something? Rolf, he said not really, but he's one of the younger fellas here. I've known him for quite a few years too, so please.
Thank you. Nice to be with you. Thanks for the recognition. It's pretty nearly 50 years since I was here, so that dates me kind of. Anyway, I'm happy to be here and happy to see all the people. Thank you.
Now, Jeff, everybody knows you. Well, I tell you, your daughter's better looking than you.
Martin, you're just full of compliments today. I'd like to say it's a pleasure to be here. I think Ontario County has kind of set the standard for black and white shows for a lot of years, and looks like by the looks of this class in the ring here now, this year is certainly no exception. So it's a pleasure to be here, and thanks once again for the.
Thank you, Jeff. Roger?
Hey, well, thanks. Echo like the last gentleman. I think it certainly is an honor and a privilege to be here. I think certainly it's been a number of years that I've been coming to Port Perry Fair, and certainly have always been rewarded with great cows. And I think one thing that's really since 1938 that keeps this event going is certainly the young people that have had the ability and the will and the desire to want to carry it on. I think they've had certainly been blessed with a lot of great people, and certainly I've got to know a few of them over the years. And if you think of guys like Morris Jepson and Pete Heffering, and I worked for Mike McGriskin a few years, and those kind of gentlemen, Earl Phoenix and the Phoenix Foundation, they certainly were truly great gentlemen. They really brought young people in underneath their wing and allowed them to learn, allowed them to gain experience, and that's why this show is carried on. I think the youth in this crowd and in the barn certainly is relevant of why it's going to carry on for the next 75 years. So it's a pleasure to be here and be part of it, and certainly congratulations to everyone this year and in the past 75 years. Good. Congratulations and thank you.
Thanks, Roger. Then we got Don Johnson, please. Would you like to say something?
Well, thanks. Congratulations to the county club there. They've done a great job. Roger's pretty well said it all. The only thing I would say is when I judged it, it was the first time I was ever at the show, and nobody really said too much to me before the show. So, and I didn't like that hill over there, you know, that big hill, and so I lined them up facing this way. And Bert Stewart educated me. He said, Don, this is Port Perry Fair. This isn't the way you do it. You do it the other way. So I learned pretty quick the proper way to do it. And it's congratulations again. It's a real pleasure.
Thank you very much, John. Then we got Larry Bennett.
Thanks, Orion. Likewise, I'm pleased to be here, and it's certainly a beautiful day to have the show. And that's why we come here, to rub shoulders with the experience and see the kind of cattle that we all really admire and take home some education to use in our own breeding programs. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anything else? Dan, is he here? Dan Donor? Yeah, I can see him there. He's coming. Hey, you're not going to get away with that. You're not going to hide here.
Thanks, Florian. It certainly is a privilege and a pleasure to be here as this group of people here that have been honored today. I've been one of the few lucky judges here that have been raised and mentored and coached in Ontario County, being our home county here. And I really appreciated the opportunity that I had to come and judge this show. And as Roger's already stated, this group of breeders here have always had a history of helping, coaching, mentoring young people. And as we can see, the group of people that are leading these animals, like Roger said, the tradition is going to carry on for a long time. So the quality of animals are always exceptional, and any judge that gets the opportunity to judge here is always privileged and very thankful. Thanks.
Thanks, Dan. I would just like to ask the judges to wait here for a minute because we're going to take a picture of him. Scott Bratton, is he here? Scott, would you like to say something? Not here. How about John Buckley? Went to show a cow. But what's more important? All right, so we're going to get him in afterwards. So that, I guess, concludes our past judges' introduction. Thanks again for everyone that showed up. I'm going to take a picture down here in a few minutes. Correct? Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Just a terrific group of young, good-uddered cows to start this 2-year-old class here with, and just a terrific mammary system on this cow that wins the class. She uses that mammary system, the quality and width and definition of crease up from the bottom right to the top, carry over top of the next cow in second. Second and third, it's close placing 2 ultra dairy cows we have here. Just giving the advantage on this second cow on that added strength through her front end. She's wider from the point of her shoulders. She's got more strength through her heart and up through her crops than the real ultra dairy cow in third. Third cow's got 2 calves, just recently fresh. She's lean. I'm giving her advantage on that length of frame. She's just a little leaner all the way throughout than the real well-balanced cow in fourth. Fourth over fifth, she uses that balance of openness and spring to her rib. She's wide. She's higher at the top of her rear udder than the real nice cow in fifth. Congratulations.